You're watching the SCAC Women's Basketball Media Days. It's day 2, and it's time to take a look at the Schreiner University Mountaineers Women's Basketball Program. The Mountaineers coming off a 6-20 season a year ago, 4-10 in SCAC play, and a trip to the SCAC tournament. Again, the Mountaineers will be led as they head into the season by head coach Sam Davidson, along with senior guard Kendall Dial. Welcome in Coach Davidson and Kendall. Coach, Kendall, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Russell.
Coach, we'll start with you now, entering your second season as the head coach there at Schreiner, but really your first full season after settling in, coming early or late in the season of April of 2017. Your first full recruiting class. Are you feeling more comfortable now in your second season, and what are you looking to sort of establish early on in camp that sets this group up for a successful season?
We got a strong recruiting class coming in because I had the full year to recruit my kids. So we have 11 freshmen. I'm pretty excited about them. We have some pretty talented ones, and I think I'm going to be more comfortable. I'm pretty confident in the talent we have in our program right now, and we're just looking forward to getting started. Just want to have a better year, perform better in conference.
Kendall, for you, sort of similar to what I asked, Coach, you're now in your senior season, but your second year there at Schreiner after transferring in. How much more comfortable are you going into this second year with this group, and what did you learn after your first full season with the Mountaineers?
I'm very excited to be coming in to my second year with Coach Sam. I feel like I already have a year under my belt with her, so I know what she expects. The returners know what she expects, and I'm just looking forward to build off of what she has taught us from last year.
Coach, getting back to you, you mentioned 11 freshmen that you bring into this program. That's a huge number. You blend that with the 4 upperclassmen that you have, led by the senior there and Kendall Dial. You also return, a number of starters this season. Sort of, how do you blend the incoming, freshmen and that talent with the returners that you have, and what have you seen from this freshman that gives you a lot of excitement?
We bring back Kendall Dial, Kendra Brown. Sydney Williams should be healthy this year. Kayla Alvarado will be there for us. And so we do have a good core of upperclassmen who know my system, know what we're doing, and they've done a good job leading those 11 freshmen. But I'll be honest, we do have some really talented freshmen that I'm excited about, and Kendall can tell you that they're competing every day in practice. So upperclassmen or freshmen, we're going to be talented, I think, this year.
Kendall, when you bring in a huge freshman class, as Coach Sam has done for this season, 11 in total, as we've talked about, does that add a level of intensity to the way the preseason has gone? Can you sort of feel that different energy in the gym, just as far as, those freshmen certainly trying to establish themselves early and make a big difference in this program. But, obviously players like yourself and the other returners, understand what's expected. When you try and kind of put all that together, does that add, an extra element of excitement as this preseason has opened up?
Of course. We're all hard workers across the board, whether that's freshmen trying to prove themselves or returners looking to make a better season from last year. And like Coach Sam said, this freshman class is pretty strong, and it's a competition every day in practice. And so, this conference, it's really anybody's conference, and so if we can get our focus down and be more consistent with that, then I think we'll be pretty good this year.
Again, you're watching the SCAC Women's Basketball Media Days. It's day 2, and we're taking a look at the Schreiner University Mountaineers Women's Basketball Program. We're joined by head coach Sam Davidson, along with senior guard Kendall Dial. And Kendall, back to you. You're coming off a season last year in which you made 21 starts, averaging 8.8 points per game, 2.6 rebounds. Also chipped in with 51 assists, 26 steals on the season. What have you been working on as the season has ended to continue to grow your game and get better as you head into this senior year?
I tore my ACL in February, and so this whole summer has been dedicated to getting my knee back. And now that I've been cleared, my main focus has been getting back in shape and becoming more consistent with my shot.
Coach, when you look at this team a season ago, defensively, they were allowing nearly 70 points per game. And to me, what stood out was the rebounding, the minus 10.5 in that rebound margin. Has there been an emphasis on those two things in preseason? What have you done as a coaching staff to kind of, make strides in those area of the game to try and get this team a little bit better prepared for this season?
Oh, that's definitely an emphasis in our practices. Things I focus on are rebounding, defensive field goal percentage, turnovers, things like that. But a lot of that is going to come with recruiting. We're taller in this class now. We have three 6-footers on the roster and a couple 5'11". So we were undersized last year, and we didn't do a great job of rebounding. This year, looking for us to be stronger down in the post, just adding that height, and also adding more emphasis on it in practice.
Kendall, offensively, this team had success shooting the 3-ball a season ago. This team was second in the SCAC, averaging 6.3 3-pointers made per contest, 168 on the season, or 63 made on the season, which was third best in the SCAC. You accounted for 16 of those makes. Talk about the 3-point, Paul, or the 3-point field goal with this team. Is that something that you have tried to really kind of make a big part of this offense, and how important will that be for the success on that side of the ball this season?
Yeah, I think it's very, that's one of our, that was one thing we focused on last year, was moving the ball around, working for the open shot, and the 3-ball is something we really like to do during our offense. And so the upperclassmen, just encouraging the freshmen to get in the gym outside of practice to get up more shots and work on that 3-ball.
And finally, Kendall, to wrap things up with you, as you and your teammates have sort of had the discussions looking ahead to this season in terms of the goals that this group wants to accomplish, what have those discussions been like, and what are some of the goals that this 2018-19 Mountaineers basketball program has?
Well, the ultimate goal is a championship, and I think with this group, I mean, everyone is bought in at this point, and if we can just get everybody to focus more and become more consistent, like I said before, I think we have a pretty good chance this year.
And finally, Coach, to close things out with you, for the fans and people that support this Mountaineers women's basketball program this season, that will be coming out to watch this team, what can they expect to see? Not necessarily, I guess, in terms of, regardless of the win-loss, the characteristics that you really hope this team sort of establishes, that the fans can expect to see night in and night out, that you hope really become themes with this group.
We're going to play a fast-paced game. We're going to have more depth this year than we did last year. So we're going to press a little more. We're going to get out and try to run and just try to make an exciting game. Going back to what you asked Kendall about the 3-ball, we're going to let it fly. So hopefully that they go in more than they don't. So looking forward to this year. I think we have a great community support, great school support, and looking forward to everybody coming out and watching that first game.
Schreiner University Mountaineers women's basketball program. Again, the Mountaineers will head into the season led by head coach Sam Davidson along with senior guard Kendall Dial. The Mountaineers will open up the 2018-19 season on Saturday, November 10th, when they take on East Texas Baptist there at home. Coach Kendall, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you move forward throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.